Hello, everyone. I'm Kimberly Royster, owner and CFO of Kimberly Services, LLC. I'm also the chair of the Baltimore City Chamber. You can locate us at KimberlyServicesLLC.com or BaltimoreCityChamber.org. You can also follow us on all socials at Baltimore City Chamber, Kimberly Services, LLC. You are watching us on Root Branch Marketplace. Stay tuned.
You're watching the Root Branch Marketplace. Again, I'm your host, Kenzie, and we have here with us Kimberly Royster of Kimberly Services, LLC, and the Baltimore City Chamber of Commerce. Kimberly, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, so I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about being a small business owner as well as being in the Chamber of Commerce. What is important to small businesses in this city?
To be honest, it's really your plan for growth. Where do you see yourself? I always talk about an exit strategy.
Mm-hmm.
So really planning out where you want to go in your business is so important. Doesn't mean you won't pivot, doesn't mean you won't change, but when you know where you want to go, you can really, really prepare for your next steps. So planning, maybe I want to exit in 5 years. I want to exit in 15 years. I want to buy a building in 2 years. All of that makes a difference in where you want to go and how to prepare. So in Kimberly Services, is preparing your finances. So making sure my finances look well, my tax returns are done, completed on time, I'm staying in good standing. But the chamber is that support. So having the support system to remind you that these are due, these things are happening, what opportunities are around in the city, staying in compliance, the importance of the legislative. A lot of times we don't realize politics do make a difference in a lot of spaces, and we are that voice for you. We're able to say, hey, this person didn't get anything. I was able to recently have a meeting with the Comptroller of Maryland and say, hey, these businesses aren't getting a response. So those are what we're here for, is to actually advocate for our business owners and be of support to them to help them really grow and get into these spaces. Just found out that you could buy a building on North Avenue in Baltimore. That is a new program. They're giving grant money for it. I'm so excited to hear about it. So I'm like, oh, how can I put this out there? So those opportunities are what the chamber is for, to be able to get those out there, get them first and center in those spaces, and be able to prepare for those next steps.
Awesome. So as we're celebrating this holiday season, we're celebrating Small Business Saturday. A lot of businesses are getting an influx of customers maybe. They're trying to end their year strong. Coming from the perspective of being a chair, being the chair on the City Chamber of Commerce, tell me, what would be important for businesses to really make sure that they do go in strong to the new year?
Biggest thing is have a plan. I think a lot of people are just kind of jumping in, ready to go, but they don't really have a plan. You're one person, you do need a team. Do not expect to do these things alone. A lot of people are like, oh, I really can't afford it. But if you have the plan, you'll really be able to prepare to afford that employee, or maybe even that contractor, even if it's a seasonal employee. So a lot of times we see in malls, you'll get their seasonal opportunities. You can get a seasonal employee. They're only there for 30 days. They're only there for 2 months. So right now we have like Black Friday coming up. So you would bring in that employee right here in that November time period. Maybe they stay on until the new year, or until the end of December. When you know you're going to have a major influx of customers coming in, you need that support and you need the training for those people coming in. So you want to prepare and plan to hire new people and hire the right people, so you get the right team around you. That is also a space in the chamber of just making sure I have the right team in the chamber to be able to get things out to these business owners and make sure they're of support, make sure they love what they do. Because that we talked about, loving what you do is super important. Because when you show up, you just show up as your authentic self, and you're not really trying to push. We're not pushing for it, you're working for it because this is what you love to do. So when you have the right team in place, everything flows well.
Yes, I 100% agree. And going into your role as the CEO and owner of Kimberly Services, when it comes to that financial support, what are some challenges that you see some of your clients facing during the holiday season?
Oh, I can definitely say just the challenges overall in a business are always there. I think the biggest thing that most business owners don't do is have like a business coach or have someone else that they can talk to about their business.
Oh, okay.
So that is a part of what we're working on in the chamber, is really giving that opportunity to have someone that you can have a conversation with. It's great to have those colleagues, that other business owners, so that is a part of what the chamber does. But you have those other business owners. But in Kimberly Services, how we hone in, one, what I do is a holistic approach around it. So most of my clients have that package where they meet with me once a month. So knowing your numbers, super important. Knowing that I can afford this employee, knowing how we can tackle that, knowing how we can get funding in your business, maybe some grant opportunities that are out there. How do we progress and plan for those next steps? So super important part. And what I think about is, a lot of people don't think accounting is important, but as you grow, that is one of the most important spaces you can plan for, because later on you'll realize, oh my gosh, if I knew this, I could have done this.
Right.
So if you do it up front, so a lot of people come to me in the beginning, even if it's just a consultation. You can meet with me once a month, once a quarter, once a year, but having that consultation to know my books are in place, I'm making the right decisions, I'm prepared for my year of 25. Those are the things that most people don't think about doing to prepare. We have the whole plan for 25 prepared for the chamber and for my business. Now, it doesn't mean we don't have to pivot sometimes. 24 was a whole whirlwind that went up and down. But obviously, I did plan for everything that happened. It just, the last quarter, everything occurred.
Right.
So being prepared for it was the most important part. We were prepared, and that's the opportunity that we're ready for.
Wow, that's awesome. So thank you so much. What I'm hearing for my businesses within the Root Branch Marketplace and our viewers is that we need a plan, and we need to have that support and the community to back us up. So I love that. If anybody wants to find out more about the Chamber or Kimberly Services, where can they find you?
So best place is always online. Obviously, I have a website, KimberlyServicesLLC.com, with the Chamber, BaltimoreCityChamber.org. Those are the best places to go. Always, we have phone numbers to contact us. Feel free to shoot an email if you have questions about something, but definitely just checking in, looking in those systems. We have events coming up. So the Chamber has a gala, which is going to be an amazing networking opportunity. Some new opportunities are going to populate as well in there. There's going to be some things that we'll talk about that coming up in the 25 year that many businesses can get involved in.
Okay.
We have a Youth Entrepreneurship Summit coming up this Friday.
Oh, wow.
So we are supporting the youth in entrepreneurship. I can say I hired a youth entrepreneur to assist me in my business, as well as a college intern that has now started their own business. So being able to give them that support and then see them grow is super important. Follow us, come to some of our networking events. We look forward to meeting you.
Yes, that is so exciting. Root Branch Media Group agrees. We love to get the youth involved as early as possible with the entrepreneurial spirit and really honing in on their passion. So thank you so much for joining us on the show today, Kim. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And y'all don't go nowhere. We have another segment for Root Branch Marketplace coming up.